Hey y'all, so I'm just gonna do a quick makeup tutorial, like real quick, giving y'all an update on my life and what's been going on lately. I'm very excited about 2026 and what all is to come. I'm just proud of my face, y'all. This is one of my favorite primers too. I don't know if y'all can see that, this still. But just give me my eyebrows always look crazy before I get them until I get done, but it's all gonna come into form. But one thing I've learned, so I just recently had a birthday. I just turned 35 December, and I don't know if anybody else who is around my age has ever experienced this, but it's like one day you just wake up and you be like, you know what, I'm tired. I want something different. I want my life to look different. I'm tired of repeating the same cycles. And you just finally, realize, like, okay, look, what do I need to do? And I just recently, rededicated my life back to Christ, just to get a clear understanding of where I was headed and what I needed to do, because everything was just not making sense to me at all. And it's like one day just the light goes off. You're like, you know what am I doing wrong? Why am I still in the same place? Why aren't things moving the way they should? And you just get tired. You just get tired of, feeling sorry for yourself. You get tired of feeling like you're not where you need to be. So I cried out to the Lord and I said, look, whatever I need to do, wherever you call me to be, I'm willing to go. That's just what it is. And since then, I've gained so much clarity as to what I need to do and the person that I am. And it's amazing, like, once you, give your life back to Christ and you finally figure out who you are in Him and what He wants you to do and what your purpose is, it's like you become so, self-conscious about, okay, so I create content. So you become so self-conscious about what you say, what you do, and I know that was nobody but the enemy trying to discourage me and make you question and doubt who you are as a person. Like, one point in my life, like, I would post content, I would be just about, naked on Instagram. I didn't have a care to wear. I didn't have no shame. I was like, I'm finna post this. I'm finna get the attention I want. I'm finna attract the people I want. And I didn't care. But one thing I noticed, like, once you start to walk in God's purpose and what He has for you and what He wants you to do, it's like you become so self-aware of, what you're doing, what you say, how I look, and, your personal image and this and that. But the Lord, He doesn't want us to live in a box. He still wants you to, be your true, authentic self, because the Lord knows I like makeup. The Lord knows I like fashion, dressing. The Lord knows I like to do my hair, wigs, this and that. So He doesn't want you to just put yourself in a box. He knows you have a personality. He knows you're funny. He knows this, He knows that. So you don't have to dumb yourself down. You don't have to just live in a box or live one way. Rather so, there's guidelines, as to, dress in a certain way and this and that. But He doesn't want you just to throw away who you are as a person. And I noticed that the enemy would come in and try to deter you and make you feel like, oh, look at you. You don't look, you look, fat. You look this, you look that. Your voice, your hair, your this, your that. Nobody's gonna want to see your content. Nobody's gonna want to hear you and what you got to say about the Lord and this and that. But it's not about that. So I decided this year, I'm just gonna go full force. I don't even care no more. I'm not gonna, live in fear. I'm not gonna shy away from who I am as a person. The Lord gave me these gifts and these talents, and I'm going full force, because I've been creating content for, I know, about 10 years now. And I've had Instagram pages with a large following. I've had Facebook pages with a large following. And, but it wasn't aligned with what the Lord wanted me to speak on and what He wanted me to do and this and that. But now I am fully aligned and walking in my purpose, and that's what I'm gonna do. And the Lord is gonna send forth the audience. He's going to send forth the people who need to hear what I have to say. And that's just what we're going to do. That's how we're going to rock. And never allow the enemy to, speak to you and make you doubt what the Lord told you was rightfully yours. Because when the Lord blesses you with gifts and talents, he sees that you're trying, and he'll give you that boldness. He'll provide you with the audience and clients and whatever else you need in order for you to succeed. I never use these, but I'm gonna use them today. We just gonna see. So this is just gonna be a light makeup look, y'all. Nothing major. Hopefully I'm doing this right, but I'll see. So everything will be coming into form in a minute. Alright, y'all. So I like to go on my Black Radiance palette, contour palette, and I like this brown contour shade, and I just like to use this every now and then for like a natural look. And I just dust my eyelids like that. One thing I have, and I saw a post, a young lady on TikTok, she was saying that when the Lord shows you something one time, you need to believe him. And I think that's one thing I struggle with, because for so long I've tried to see the good in people and like, oh, well, they didn't mean that, or maybe they were just having a bad day, or this and that, and you try to see the good in a person. Whenever the Lord shows you a person, believe him, okay? I cannot stress that enough, because the Lord can see something, way ahead of you, what you can see. And he knows the truth, the heart of a person, and what they're willing to do and how far they're willing to go. So whatever the Lord shows you, take it with a grain of salt and move on. Because we always try to see the best in a person and see, we'll hope that they change, and maybe they didn't mean it that way, or, this and that, like, and that your discernment was put there for a purpose, so that you can be able to weed out the people you really not who you're supposed to connect with, and the people who you are supposed to connect with. I'm using this NYX palette I got a couple of years ago. I very rarely use it. I'm just gonna lightly dust a little pink on my eyelids. I'm just patting it in. My nose always starts running once I start doing makeup. It's crazy. Oh, it's not running, it's itching. Crazy how you can do your makeup and it feel like it's like it really don't show up until you get done. Well, it really doesn't do the camera any justice. But yeah, this year I'm just determined to walk in the fullness of, what God has called me to do, and, walk proudly, walk boldly, instead of being scared and being afraid of what people think and all of that. Because at one point, I didn't care. I was just doing whatever, saying whatever. You're aligned with him and what he has for you, and y'all all work out the way it's supposed to. So I got these little triangle like powder thingies. Do y'all use these, or do y'all still beauty blender? Because I still love me a beauty blender. And sometimes I like to use two different concealers. So I got my Maybelline Fit Me concealer. What shade is this? It's 40 Caramel. Then I got my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade. I believe this is Fawn. Yeah, I've been using Fawn for like a few years now. Sometimes I like to like mix my concealers. Let me do one eye at a time. Let me see. Because I like a bright under eye. And I like the extra highlighted look. So I want y'all to put in the comments, what are some of your goals? What are some of your goals? Where's to? And I made another video about this. What are a few of your goals that will position you for the next year for more freedom, a wealthier you, a more consistent you, a more disciplined you? And yeah, I kind of do my makeup all over the place. I'm not even lie to you. Like, I'll contour and bounce back and do something else, bounce back and do something else. My nose be itching so bad. And one thing I've realized that, you know, once you're on your journey, you know, getting to know Christ and allowing him to minister to you about who you are and him and your purpose and all of that, he will build your confidence. He will make you feel like, you know, you don't need all this stuff. You don't need all these temporary satisfactions, you know. You don't have to have all this stuff on, and you're not looking for validation from men and people. And I think that's the beauty of, you know, the rebirth of who you are as a person. I'm gonna show y'all my favorite blush right now. It's by Wet n Wild. I hate everything is so blurry. Ugh. Might have put a little bit too much on, but you know. Just in powder. I forgot what color this is in. Tarte setting spray, shape tape.